Yes.
Yes.
So people need to be cognizant of that. Those of you who haven't been on live stream before, don't do anything stupid that you don't want your mother-in-law or anybody to see, or your descendants in several years' time. Welcome to the public. Thank you, yeah. Time of punishment. Just keeping an eye on us. Okay, so we're, it is also being recorded, so we have recorded on health and safety. My note says, if there are members of the public present, do you count as a member of the public? Yes. No. No. Well, anyway, if there's an issue, the emergency exits are there and there. You all know this better than I do. And apparently we assemble outside by the playground. And if there's an earthquake, you'll do the odd drop, cover and hold. I'm not sure that this one is substantial enough for this building, but never mind, something through something. Okay, so let's go into the formal meeting. Kia ora, te marina. Thank you, everybody. No apologies for this meeting. Let's hope it's mainly that way throughout this term. Welcome to you all, first meeting of the triennium, as they call it in local government. They have trienniums, not terms. It will be quite a short meeting, I think, because we have got full business to do and kind of pretty near to where we want to be. No apologies, which is another issue we should keep that way if we can, but there will be times when people can't come. So we have, this morning we all made our declarations down at Featherston, and now the CEO has to tell us they're all in order. And there was one person for a community board who wasn't there. With two, so they'll be done later. Yes, good, okay. And we have the recommendations before us. So, see, is there anything else about the declarations?
No, this is just confirming that under clause 40 of Schedule 7 of the Local Government Act, you have made and attested your declarations as required to take office as councillors. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'll move the recommendations as they are. I'm sure you're all happy with those. Is there a seconder for those, or a mover? Actually, move it. Aidan, you can
move.
And thank you, Collier. I'm not used to moving and seconding. People have given up doing that in board meetings these days, but local government, that's it. Okay, so we have mover and seconder, and we're all saying aye to that.
Aye.
Perfect. Then we have the general explanation from the CE, who has assured me she's not going to read the whole paper. We will all listen attentively to her as she explains why these things are important.
Thank you, Chair. I will take the paper as read. A lot of the information in here we've already discussed at induction. The Local Government Act, Local Government Official Information Meetings Act, Local Authority Members' Interest Act are the key documents and the key pieces of legislation. But you also need to be aware of the Crimes Act, the Secret Commissions Act, the Financial Markets Conduct Act, the Protected Disclosures Act, the Personal Liability of Elected Members, Health and Safety at Work Act, and the Public Audit Act of 2001. So these are all pieces of legislation that govern what you do and how we operate. As I said, I'll take the report as read. I'm not going to go through each individual part of this. I'm sure you've all read it and taken it on board. So if you have any questions, more than happy to answer those questions.
Councillor Olds.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a quick, I guess, information sharing more than anything about all those acts that we actually refer to. Each individual councillor is responsible under those acts, not collectively as a council. Would that be a fair?
I think so, yes. I think that's a fair assumption to say that you all individually need to be aware of the legislation.
Yes.
Follow it.
Yeah.
You are indemnified in some cases in terms of the Local Government Act as acting as council, so long as you're acting as council, your role as councillor, and you do have some indemnities in there.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you for that. Any other councillor?
Chair, just under the Health and Safety Act, in terms of responsibility of councillors as opposed to yourself as CE, how far does that stretch? I'll give you an example. A worker in the council employee out in the streets has an accident, but it's attributed to a faulty piece of machinery or something like that. Have you had any advice on where responsibility lies?
Yeah, he's asking you.
Yeah.
I just want to.
We have an induction session on this coming next week, I believe. I think in this document, it talks about elected members, which includes the mayor and councillors, and the chief executive are by default identified as officers. PCBU responsibilities largely sit with me. And obviously they then filter out to SLT, contractors, and you get full reports on health and safety through the Assurance, Risk and Finance Committee. So it's largely me.
However, having said that, I think we should just note ourselves that that our health and safety agency at central government doesn't hold back when it has a problem, and they have targeted boards. Whether they see councils are different, I don't know, but we should all act as if we are part of it. That's essentially what it is, because they are targeting boards. So just so people understand that. Okay. Councillor Ridney.
It's just a point of clarification under personal liability of elected members.
Yep.
I am assuming that the last sentence is, however, as a member of Horizons Regional Council.
Page.
Yes, I saw that. I'm assuming it's Wellington. Sorry.
That was just Seagood.
Wellington Regional, yes.
Yeah. Region.
Just, thank you.
Greater Wellington, not Horizons.
Thank you for pointing that out. I haven't spotted that myself.
You get the chocolate fish this
Yeah,
Anything else? Okay, in that case, we need an over and a seconder to accept the general explanation. Councillor Taylor and Councillor Halls, thank you very much. All those in favour, aye, against, no, carried. Appointment of Deputy Mayor. Councillors, thank you for all of the discussions we've all had over the last couple of weeks. They've been really helpful for me. Thought about this carefully and the optics of it, and including a whole lot of things around the district. And I would like to move that Councillor Taylor be the Deputy Mayor for this term. I have two.
I'm happy to second that.
Councillor Clark, thank you for seconding that. So just before we go ahead, are there any other nominations? Doesn't look like it. All those in favour, aye, against, no, carry. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Your confidence.
This is the important one. Because we know that you all put your hand up for local government because you want to make a lot of money out of it. And if you're missing meat, if you paid an hourly rate, you're a bit out of luck actually, if you're on the council. So look, we have a number of options here, and I think some of us have discussed that too, and you know what this means. Option one is pretty much what this council was doing last time. It makes sense to me to do that because the deputy mayor is going to be worked off his everything. And also what councils have found is if they pay people according to their committee chair or some other role, and that changes during the triennium, then they have to go back to the REM authority and actually get that all done again. And frankly, it's a pain. So we don't want to have to do that. So I'm suggesting that we do option one, and I understand that that's kind of where most of you have settled as well. So is there any discussion on this? Okay, in that case, we need a move and a second,
Move that we,
councillor Isaac and councillor Bosley. Thank you very much. That's what we'll do. We'll write to the REM Authority. And then we have our meeting schedule, which is very small because it's only for the rest of the year. Are there any more that should be in there? Chief Executive, have we got any?
I think so, not
We got them all in. Hopefully. That's it really.
to Christmas, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
We've got annual plan workshops in there, but this is.
Yeah,
an
that's
official
not-
meeting.
Yeah, so there's a whole lot of other workshops, but you'll have for the guys.
The first official meeting is on the 20th and then one on the 11th for council. And the community boards immediately preceding council
Yes,
and MSC the week before.
okay. Sounds good to me. Moved by councillor
Sorry, yeah, just in the interest of information, in the new year, when do you reconvene generally?
Oh,
February.
we get January off, meaning no meetings. And everybody should recharge, but towards the end, there might be some discussions on the agenda. I don't know how we'd say. But certainly January is when you should have your holidays.
January.
Yeah, we usually start off with, I think my standing committee has previously gone towards the end of January. And it used to kick off with the community boards and council.
Yeah.
Yeah, so usually the first couple of weeks of February, we'll be getting into meetings.
I think once you agree the committees and the regularity,
Then we can do the
we can
schedule.
bring another schedule back,
Yeah.
11th of December.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
like-
put that in for.
Or even if we know it earlier than that, we'll get it
Well,
right.
we've got two opportunities between the meetings to lock it next.
Oh, no, my question was just going around committees and meeting dates for those as to when that might be coming out.
Well, I think
We
when
want to start those.
we do the 20th of November meeting, we should agree the committees there, that's the point of that. And then we should, at that time, not necessarily agree formally, but we should do our schedule, I think, of how they will meet. And some of the committees we may not know, they may meet less regularly, I think.
Okay.
Maybe only, 3 times a year max.
Perfect.
So we don't need to fill our diaries for, but we should do it this side of Christmas.
Yeah.
So, November.
To confirm, we're holding Thursdays as being your days.
So those that, yeah, but
Yeah, okay. Councillor,
Thanks, Madam Chair. I just, the 20th of November is some time out, and the last year come towards the end of October. Pretty much made up your minds, I guess, in terms of your committee appointments.
we have some, councillor, but we've still got to also do terms of reference and community board terms of reference, and that's going to be quite a big job.
That's one,
Yeah.
Okay, so.
And you're right, it's 3 weeks away,
Yeah, I just saw.
but we can start work. But we need to do a whole lot of terms of reference, and frankly, it's not like we've got a cast of thousands on this council
No.
to do that sort of work.
Okay.
You're okay with that?
Yeah, no, but it's got, I just thought the sooner the better, if we can
Yeah,
get this,
yeah.
ground running, I think. But it's-
Okay. Yeah, we can still start working.
Yeah, sure.
Anything else on this one? Okay. Councillor, I'm just going to move that then.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Somebody else, yeah, councillor Ellens, thank you. Oh, now we have the biggie, adoption of standing orders. Please don't be scared of these, all your newbies. They're pretty standard, and we do have the chance, if we wish, after we've been going for a while, to change these, amend them if we find that something's not working for us. The government, they're doing a code of conduct. I'm down with too, yeah. We're going to get some foist upon us from on high shortly from central government anyway, which I'm assuming will be pretty similar to these because these are very standard standing orders. God knows what the code of conduct will be. Somebody in the government does. Not sure how that's going to help, but never mind. So, yeah, maybe a couple of things in this that we have to decide. Do we have to decide today, or have we got them in there already? And are there any rules?
They're currently in there, so the standing orders are currently written with the chairperson having a casting vote. So you need to decide whether you want to stay with the casting vote or not.
Feedback I've had is yes.
Mhm.
Does anyone want to say no or debate that? So we're okay on that.
Attendance via audio visual means, so if you're unable to attend in person, that you're allowed to join by Teams.
Absolutely.
Bearing in mind, if there's public excluded items, it needs to be in a secure location that can't be seen or overheard. So that's in as well, that's permitted.
Can I just ask a question about audio visual voting in particular? There was some policy that came out from central government about that. Was that not after COVID?
I think the changes that have been made, because originally you weren't allowed to be on, if you were on screen, you didn't count for anything. And obviously through COVID, there were amendments made to the Local Government Act to allow people to join, because we couldn't have face-to-face meetings. And the amendments that continued that have been moved through since. So you are legally now allowed to have people on screen, but you have to vote, you have to have it in standing orders.
It's in the standing orders now.
It's in the
That's
standing
good.
orders.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but it just, it's about voting rights while I'm being.
They count the quorum.
Which I don't know.
You count to quorum and to vote on screen.
Count as a quorum.
If you're fully there, you can vote and speak. If you've got a death in the family and you have to go away or something like that, it's not, sometimes a holiday, but we'd rather we fitted our holidays in, but not necessarily. We might all have to go away at some stage. Then you can join by teams.
It's been helpful when people are
Yeah.
feeling well as
Or
well.
ill, yeah.
Not to bring that
Yes.
to the room.
You know, fair.
The only requirement is if you're on screen, you keep your camera on.
Yes.
And that's actually in standing orders as well.
Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah.
Thank
And there was anything else we got?
The other one is the rules of debate, whether you want a more formal system with a mover and seconder, and then limiting people to speak for and against is in section 20.
Yeah, no, I find that a bit antiquated, I have to say. Frankly, in terms of how meeting procedures moved in the rest of the world. I don't think you need a speaker for and against if it's clear. I mean, I'm happy as the chair just to ask, are we all, we're happy with that? And then if anybody's not, they can speak.
I agree.
Are you all okay with?
Yes.
So we could change that one, which is, I can't remember the number. And what was the other issue about?
+2.
Oh, well, that was, you have to have people for and against, and I don't think you do need to. But if it's hotly debated, then you will. I think the chair of the meeting, same for committees, has to just give the judgment on whether there's been a good debate or not.
Section 20.2,
20.2, let's have a look at it.
page 62 or page 103 of your agenda. Following time limits apply to members speaking at meetings. Movers of motions when speaking to the motion 5 minutes. Movers of motions when exercising their right to reply 5 minutes. Other members 5 minutes. Time limits can be extended by resolution or at the chairperson's discretion.
I think personally, I'm happy with 5 minutes because it's actually quite a long time when you're talking. And if you can extend it at the discretion of the chair, if somebody's got something really important they're saying, then
You can suspend it. You suspend the.
yeah, that's right. You can do that. Are you okay with that approach?
Yes.
Leave that in as it is.
Mm.
So what we're changing here is we're just taking out that you have to have 2 people for and against speaking a motion.
Which is not in here.
Not,
So we
no.
wouldn't be adding that.
No. Okay, anything else that you wanted to look at?
.6, the 3 speakers have spoken in support
Oh,
or in
yeah.
opposition to a motion. The chairperson may call for a speaker to the contrary,
Yeah.
so it's may call.
Yeah.
If there is no speaker to the contrary, the chairperson must put the motion after the movers write a reply. Members speaking must be requested by the chairperson and announced whether they are speaking in support or in opposition.
Which is pretty standard meeting procedure, except having to have 3 speakers. I mean,
If 3 speakers have already spoken, so I think you don't have to go around.
no, you don't have to have 3
Three.
speakers, but if everybody's happy, you just put the motion, yeah. My view of standing orders is that they're a backstop for you if things go wrong. And actually, if you've got a good meeting, it just moves along itself and people know the rules and they all kind of are thoughtful about the other members at the meeting. So, yeah. Councillor Ellens.
Thanks, Chair, Mayor Wild. I'd just like to make the comment that it's great to have the ability to request the suspension of standing orders during the debate or during a meeting around the table, because there are times and opportunities where standing orders can prohibit information coming to the table for members, and it certainly, I mean, I put my hand up in the last triennium and asked that move that standing orders be suspended for a purpose. So yeah, I'm certainly keen to see that.
That's
Continue.
there. You can always suspend standing orders if you want to. Yeah, and I agree. They are a backstop to maintain order, things like that. But frankly, you shouldn't need them. It should be a civilised debate, and if it's not precisely what this says, you can always just say, well, suspend standing orders and have a proper discussion about it. So, just do whatever you would. Anything else? That's it. So, okay, we need to move and second that. Oh, mover and seconder. You say that's one. Do we have to do that under the Act? We've got to adopt it. Do we have to have a mover and seconder? Yeah. We do have to have a mover and seconder under the Act. I believe so.
We need to move those amendments.
Does the Act require us to have a mover and a seconder for each resolution?
Yes.
It does. Yeah, okay. I need a mover and seconder. Thank you, councillor. Oh, we've got a whole lot of people here. And Archer, because he hasn't done one yet. People at board meetings sometimes, well, nobody even moves the second since these days, but they like the name. Miles away. Okay, so, oh, the code of conduct, yes, well, you're not allowed to be an axe murderer. And again, as mentioned earlier, the government are going to give us one, bless them. So,
Does that mean we have to accept it?
yes. In the bit of LG omnibus ledge they're putting through at the end of this year, I think.
So sorry. Madam Chair, the code of conduct applies to community boards as well, does it not?
I'm assuming, yes, yeah.
So there is some controversy.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay.
so
Oh,
The previous training.
Through the chair, I think the biggest change in the National Code of Conduct comes around investigations for breach.
yeah.
So they don't, it removes the CEO largely from that process and moves it to an external investigation. So it doesn't sit with me to be the decider as whether it's a code of conduct complaint or not, which is
You will recall in the last term, there's been quite a lot of exciting things going on in sub councils. Sometimes between the mayor and the CE too, which made it quite difficult. Okay, so look, this is a code of conduct. Is there any?
can I just make a comment? There was some issues around codes of conduct in the last triennium, and they were really quite serious as well. And
Yeah.
That's true. And so it's important to recognise the importance of having a code of conduct that we all buy into, that we all agree with at the end of the day and prepared to sign off on. I think that's really critical because trust me, we've seen the other side of it and it's not nice.
No, it's not. And actually, we shouldn't, again, it's like standing orders, you shouldn't get yourselves into a position
No.
where you have to resort to the code of conduct.
Precisely.
If that's then you're in pretty dire straits as a council. Okay, so we need a mover and a seconder for adopting the code of conduct. God, start this again. Code of conduct. Councillor Baker and somebody. Oh yes, Councillor Moss. Okay, all those in favour, I against, etc. Right, we don't even have to ask if it's any general business because that's not what we do in local government. Wonderful. So, we'll do the closing part here and we will talk, I'd like the councillors to stay and have a chat about some of the other things that are not, formal, including the suggestion of how we open and shut the meetings. But, so thank you all for this first meeting, which has been, actually run exactly how I would like the rest of our meetings run. That's right. Let's just do the work. No drama. We do not want drama. In fact, we're we want to be the most amazing council, but the most boring council for Lincoln State. I'll move to. Okay. Well, move to Mata Mahi. Kia ora, Mata, everybody. Thank you very much. Grab yourselves a cup of tea, coffee.